takes me down, I think Sherry and Settra might take it home.
Yeah, indeed. Then you will be just eliminated automatically. So it's kind of a scary point into this. So we are going into the game, guys. Can you please take over? Because I do need a rest. I do need a breather.
Yes, please take the driving wheel. Because here we go.
It's lovely right here. These leopards on the side. Unfortunately, no deficit on Cloak Goliath's team. We are seeing a jester against this occultist. You've got to be terrified here. Settra's team, so powerful. I believe we call it that Halo competition or something along those lines. One hook, one shot. Here we go. He's doing it already. Putting that occultist in. Cloak Goliath here.
Yeah.
Maybe could have read these bounty hunters, put his occultist in third. So when pulled, he would be unable to be attacked by the arbalest here. What do you think Cloak Goliath can do to win this? Because he's going to have to manipulate that arbalest so hard, and I don't think he can.
Yeah, the two characters marked. Now Settra cannot drop the sniper shot. So yeah, probably this was a good move from Goliath.
Obviously, unable to sniper shot when it ranks you, but you do have that bowler available for you, and that bowler will still do more damage against marked targets if you put the correct trinkets. There's still potentially enough here for him to push that occultist down into finale range. There we see an early, I believe, a vendetta, that is, rather than the riposte. Perhaps incorrect turn order. We've been through that before quite a lot. You start off with a riposte. Oh, that's the big bowler. See, that's where you might not mind her putting pulled into rank 2.
Yeah, and this turn order might be wrong as well. Oh, well, with the crit.
That'll do it for you, won't it, Bal? That will do it. A full health crit, leaving him so close to death that I believe those incidental bleeds on her will put her down.
Death's Door? Is it? Yes, it is. So, well, no guard is available anymore. So, here we go.
Yeah. There we go. And we see that occultist instantly killed by the bounty hunter. Cloak Goliath had an opportunity to take out the arbalest with a mighty crit, but unfortunately he is the one being killed. Again, to pull that arbalest in, pull her in over only here to bowler, will maybe displace the bounty hunter a little. He does not mind being in third here. I think Cloak Goliath again is in a very precarious situation. You really don't want to go 0-3, especially when so many of your fans are watching here.
Well, it's not a good start, certainly. But let's see if he can capitalize now on this very injured arbalest.
Very late battle ballad there. I mean, you want to use that on the first round, especially because the occultist is one of these characters with 15 base dodge. The Houndside, I would say a bit prematurely. Maybe you could have tried to fish for a death blow with it, but with this Highwayman's wicked slice, I believe a 20% finishing blow chance.
Oh, that's the aggressive play may work out. Yeah, and there's only one move he can do now.
Can you talk for a second, pal?
Well, he could take advantage. No, now things are more equalized back again.
Settra here managed to take out that occultist early, but now facing a reasonably equal game state here. He does have that jester, however, with finale available, so we can even consider this a 2 versus 3 from Settra if he plays it right. Oh, there we go. There we go. We saw Cherry spamming that ability, and now this bounty hunter doing it here. Interesting choice from Settra. I think maybe that passed the tempo over to Cloak Goliath, using that riposte, stopping, or really making you think about a stun. It's going to take quite a lot of damage if you do that, but Settra's Crusader at full health here, so I think he might just bite the bullet and hit that riposte. You hit.
Okay, yeah. I'm just, I was just wondering, why would he drop the mark on the bounty hunter? What benefit has he brought for Settra? I have I was
fine benefit for him, really. So I think he kind of passed the turn where he could be doing damage to attack there, and he does bite that stun here. What do you think about your chance of landing that stun against a positive character? Are you an aggressive guy? Would you go for that?
Yeah, well, it was aggressive decision, but yeah, why not? Yeah, he dropped the vendetta. He will get some damage, but he wants to get some advantage back, right?
Solo health as well, right? Because he really,
and that move back.
Finish people off.
Well, let's just see. Let's just see how it goes. I think everything could happen from here. CEST.
Absolutely. And fourth there, that bounty hunter. Not a place you would usually want to see him, but right now he cannot be dirt stabbed. Probably going to see a finale. Oh, there you go. Dirt stab. The Houndmaster rather than this finale of the bounty hunter. That's very interesting. Choosing to forgo a secure kill, instead try and take it later. Maybe he's feeling he will not have an advantage, even if he kills that bounty hunter.
Yeah. That could be risky, but could pay off, certainly.
The buffoon is flummoxed.
Yeah, the damage is high, and now he is not full health as he was before.
He's really late Caltrops here. On turn 5, not fishing for a death blow, only trying to get some of this bleed damage in. 2 per turn. Taking 6 from that Jester, stacked up a little bit. Going for a finale on the Houndmaster. There you go. That's why he saved him. That's why he dirt stabbed him. Using that finale on the character, reasonably high health. Probably going to have a secure kill on this bounty hunter as well.
Perched at the very precipice of oblivion.
Yeah, he can now just hit and heal, right? Or yeah, because there is no even repose no more. Oh, and the death blow goes.
Gets that death blow with the come hither.
Yeah.
I think taking the lead here. Do you think he's going to win this?
It was probably the right move.
Die alone.
Yeah, now with 1 healer and only one character for Goliath. No afflictions on Settra's side. It's difficult to come back.
Though, it does make it so Settra, with all of his characters at reasonably low health, if you fight into that riposte, you might just get death blows right back.
Yeah, it's true. It's risky. It's still risky. Yeah, that's true.
Whoa, we see that 23 crit, only doing a slight amount of damage in reality.
The stun goes through, so...
That stun, exactly.
Very good decision.
This is game now, right? He's taking it.
And the stun buff is certainly taking this to 0. And the next turn is stunned, he can heal. Yeah, I think...
This is no place for the weak or the foolhardy.
Yeah, finishes in turn 6.
There we go, straight down here for Cloak Goliath. Really hate to see it. All of the Cloak Goliath fans here, you need to spend in all of your energy, sending messages, wishing him luck here. Because quite frankly, it would be such a shame to see him knocked out so soon. But really guys, also here, key to remember, Cloak Goliath, a Twitch streamer. Give him some follows, look him up on Twitch. He is absolutely fantastic. One of the biggest, darkest dungeon streamers there is right now. His chat is so fun, so friendly. I've been there myself quite often. It really makes you feel at home. But coming off from that here, what do you think Cloak Goliath is going to do to take this match?
Well, we see that Settra can no more use this composition with the Bounty Hunter and the Jester, so Goliath can now look at the only 2 options remaining for Settra and try to work it out in a different way. So he has an opportunity now to equalize this. So let's see how he has reworked his plans to face one of the 2 remaining Settra compositions. And I think here we go, CEST.
Here we go, my friend.
We're ready to rock again.
Oh, we do not see that Jester conflict here. Very interesting. We see a flagrant matchup here. I think Cloak Goliath might just take it home as well with those panning darts. That shield breaker able to be AoE blight on every target. I don't know, man. I think this is Goliath's turn to take it home. Goliath here, a little bit hesitant in what he's picking, taking some time, pushing in with a panic dart on who? On the riposte activated abomination here. Quite interesting. Does resist the flight here, this Brave Brother with 60% base flight. I mean, obviously Goliath wants to get the abomination down before he can get those two transformations off. These are some really fun, let's call them non-meta comps, right? Not seen them that often before.
This has yet to roll a bit more for me to foresee how can this go, Sis. I think there is more stress on Goliath's side, but this is just starting, right?
A dizzying blow to
Yeah, I mean, Settra here, I think he is in the hot seat right now, because if you lose this game, you're terrified about the right team. But he is applying such heavy DOTs across this board here onto Cloak Goliath, that punish there. He's really focusing down that reposted abomination so hard here. Maybe a Rain of Sorrows in such a slow game would actually done more for him, doing more bleed across two characters rather than just on that one. Especially this one here, who can absolution himself. One of the only characters that can actually heal himself.
Yeah, well, apart from the Antiquarian, right? Yes, yeah, and the Mark on top. Yes. Okay, let's see. Goliath was about to take a. I was thinking Goliath was about to focus this abomination. However, the riposte has been able to keep him quite well. So let's see.
This repulse from Settra, as you say, slowly whittling him down, turn after turn there. This abomination again in a pristine situation. Throw a beast file on both of these characters. You see his Settra choosing to attack that backline here with that Rain of Sorrows, more efficient ability, do more bleed damage over longer. But Goliath is to punish down that single abomination. So again, as we said, can absolution out of this scenario. And as we are looking at this game state right here, look at the bleeds and blights across Goliath's team. Slowly, that's a giant heal there.
Yeah, the crit, yes, absolutely.
I think
that helped a bit indeed. Despite, yeah, well, that helps a little bit to get back a bit, you know, to almost, yeah, well, there is more stress on Goliath's side.
Goliath here is more stressed out as well, exactly. Not only is he in the back foot in terms of DOTs taken, he's also really worried here about the amount of stress he's taking. Because he wants to try and push this into a long game with the flash under here, the supporting Arbalest, able to, as we've seen, do massive crit heals, take away the bleed here from the flagellum. I don't know, this stress is going to bite him if he tries to take it longer. I mean, it's only turn two, and some of these characters in the backline are already inflicted very close.
Yeah, almost there. Yeah. The amount of stress is a lot for the second turn only. And yeah, once again, well, of course, it was not a bad decision, of course, but I was, for a second, I thought he would drop the Rain of Sorrows, and that the repose was once again.
Look at that! Absolutely perfect to see you here, Silencio. Thank the Lord, we have got more talent in today. What a cornucopia of rituals.
Right, I apologize for my absence and that I wasn't able to arrive earlier, though I am now here, and so, catch me up to speed on what's going on in this game so far.
So right now, we are seeing Cloak Goliath taking quite an interesting comp, both homebrews facing each other here. Cloak Goliath is in the hot seat. He's by far, I believe, in the doghouse, taking too much stress, too much bleed and blight on him. If he wants to try and slow this game down, I think he might lose. We might need to see a pivot coming from him here, trying to do something to really get him any form of advantage.
Right, I would completely agree. From the looks of it, Goliath, you know, his health points are a lot lower, you know, he has a lot more structure along the board, and he has a lot of DOT stacked on him, you know. And these compositions, it just seems that he isn't very well equipped to try and deal with this. You know, he has an Arbalest to attempt to heal and try and rid himself of some bleed, though a lot of the pressure that Settra seems to be applying is blight, you know, by the Antiquarian, the Abomination Beast Pile, the Panic Darts on the Grave Robber, and just, I don't know if Cloak Goliath will be able to outpace that. So you would assume that he would want to try and just be very aggressive, try and wear down Settra as quickly as possible, though I don't know if that's what we've seen.
That's quite worrying. That physical blockdown, whilst it will save him from 2 hits on death's door here, he's still really in a worrying position. We'd like to see a shield breaker survive until the last man, right? That extra dodge, extra accuracy really helps her out so much. Unfortunately, being targeted, that dodge, that crit, I don't know. I think maybe Cloak Goliath here, his strategy of just focusing down that abomination, he's screaming hell to the wind, I don't care about that robust, he's taking it home. And look at that abomination right now. He's in such a difficult situation. If he dies, I mean, maybe Settra's puzzle falls down, you know, maybe if Cloak Goliath pushes a little bit out of that Jenga piece, Settra's just gone.
Right, I would agree, you know. As we can see, the Abomination still has the transformation available, which means that he hasn't done all the stress he can do, you know. He's going for a Manacles here, just simply trying to stun the Grave Robber. What do you think of that play?
Instead of transforming, I mean, right now, he's almost dead already. Well, he survives that death though there, but you want to get his dying breath with that Abomination's transform out, right? Because half of his value, I believe, is in that stress horror over time. If he dies after he's transformed twice, you do not really mind.
Right, I'm inclined to agree there. He acts out in affliction and ends up giving himself the death blow. That is very unfortunate, etc.
Brutal.
Yeah, very unfortunate, extremely unfortunate.
Obviously,
so now we see the Shieldbreaker take their turn. It appears they're going for an expose, potentially trying to shut down the Grave Robber, just, you know, make it so that she won't be able to do a lot of damage, and as well, expose applies a bit of stress and makes it so that she does actually have a higher chance of receiving crit. So there's a chance of Panic George, you know, getting her
Goliath go back and forth on his skills here. Not quite sure which one to pick. I think Goliath is under pressure. I think he's quite worried about losing this one, even though he got that heavy advantage with the Abomination down. You see his mouse shake a little bit. Whilst he's playing reasonably quickly, he's not certain of what he's doing. Oh, that double dodge!
Yeah, it's a very unfortunate miss. And you have to wonder right now, you know, was that worth it to try and go for that? You know, because Antiquarian and Grave Robber are both characters that have very high dodge. Potentially, he just might have wanted to, you know, go for an exsanguinate on the Flagellant, or maybe even just try to redeem, get the Arbalist, you know, into a position where they're comfortable and they won't have to waste their turn healing.
Yeah, Cloak Goliath right now, I think, has been given the tools to play it slower, even though he's getting quite a lot of DOTs on him. I mean, it was unlucky for that. I think 270% rolls he missed there, averaged out. It's quite unfortunate, especially because both of these characters have no bleeds or down on them. Really, Cloak Goliath is slowly dying. He's being eroded away, whereas Settra is stood here proud and imperishable.
Right, because, you know, you look at Cloak Goliath's composition, you know, you see a Grave Robber, you see a Shieldbreaker, you see a Flagellant, 3 characters that are very well known for the sheer amount of DOTs that they're able to stack, yet looking at Settra's team, there's no DOTs anywhere aside from the Flagellant, which is most likely just self-inflicted bleed.
Absolutely, yeah. I mean...
Yeah, we see the result of the strategy, only focusing the Abomination now, you know, giving us the other side of the coin, right? Because the Abomination is dead, but the rest look okay.
Right, focusing Abomination is generally seen as a very good play. You know, he's a very powerful character, and being able to stop him before he's able to transform for a second time is a great thing. Though you have to wonder if Goliath has put too many eggs in that basket. You know, tried too hard to try and get down the Abomination, and because of that, Settra has just been able to apply so much pressure while he's been focusing that down, because the entire rest of the team is pretty much completely healthy.
This is almost that Jester conundrum. When you get that first kill with the Jester, you're not quite to kill the second kill here. Interestingly, you know, we have seen him punish that Abomination rather than Rain and Sorrows do. This is why we've seen this back row completely untouched. The only person with any bleed on this is Flagellant, probably even self-inflicted from the Chronicles, as you've said, Silentia.
Yeah.
It looks like he's in a dominant position, but very soon these 3 characters at back are going to be acting out. And when you've got 3 women acting out or shouting each other, boy, oh boy, I'm getting out of there, Silentia. I don't want to be a part of this thing.
Right, we see a crit here. The additional stress it applies doesn't matter too much, as, you know, they're going to get resolve broken anyway.
So 100, exactly.
Just being able to reduce the amount of stress they have, as well as apply a slight bit more damage over time, is pretty nice. And also, something we saw that we're seeing is that Goliath is consistently using his Arbalist turn to just simply heal themselves up, you know?
Yeah, he doesn't have the AoE ability. He doesn't have the AoE ability, Silentia. Can you believe that? How interesting is it to see a Shieldbreaker without that such powerful AoE, especially when you've got a Grave Robber here who can also manipulate positioning. I think this might cost him the game. This might cost him the game.
Right, seeing a shield breaker without their, practically signature impale is very questionable. Alongside that, the trinkets themselves are also very strange. Net is fairly standard on a shield breaker. They just want to be able to reliably pull. However, they have the Fang, which makes it so that they deal additional damage against the target who is blighted. However,
and he doesn't have the AoE blight.
Exactly, he doesn't have AoE blights. He doesn't have any, reliable way of putting blights on Settra's comp aside from, the Grave Robber, as the Flagellant isn't even running Hemlock. So you have to wonder if that trinket is just completely misplaced here.
Absolutely. Cloak Goliath, I think, possibly quite tilted already coming into these games. I think not taking enough time to kind of counter-pick Settra here. You have such an advantage in this deck.
And another self-death blow.
The human mind. Fragile.
And at this point, you have to wonder, is it even possible for Cloak Goliath to win? He has a Flagellant, which is well known for his sustainability, but there's one on Settra's side as well as alongside an Antiquarian who, is always able to just spam the Vapors to keep
that act out there is so painful because it means he can't lunge and that dodge. 42 dodge hit from the Grave Robber. It's 90. That was a 50-50. I don't think he should have taken that. Not being able to use that 110% accuracy lunge, so punishing it. Perhaps we say Cloak Goliath has no way of coming back here, but Cloak Goliath, I love the guy, but he's not playing optimally.
It was very unfortunate. The Arbalest hitting herself with a 25% chance to die and actually dying. So yeah, it was quite unfortunate. I would say.
It was an extremely low chance of our correctly abusive, having only an 8% chance to act out and hit themselves, and alongside that, the 25% chance of it being a death blow. It's very unlucky on the side of Goliath. So again, you have to wonder, did it even matter, or was he already so far behind in the game that whether or not it killed or even acted out in the first place wouldn't have mattered?
Well, quite frankly, right now,
I tend to think that it mattered. It made a difference. Say again, sorry.
If we see a big lunge hit into a death door, we can see a follow-up impale and with a kill from Cloak Goliath, and that dodge here really helping him out.
The true test.
That is very true. We now see Shield Breaker being resolve broken, though they do still have Aegis stacks up. However, they are going to pass, which is
that early part. Look at that 100 stress.
It's always a pain to see if you're the player, but on the side of Settra, seeing that, again, you have to wonder, do you think that that's going to be a deciding factor, or do you believe that the match is already won and that's just the icing on the cake?
Well, it's limited.
Well, speaking of icing, I'd say that's quite
another one.
A Flagellant being Rapturous, hitting himself, I believe is only a 5% chance, and then also the 20% chance of it being a death blow.
My God.
We have seen such confluences of
that's
RNG
extremely unfortunate.
And self-punishment BDSM right now. Cloak Goliath did. I said, we see 3 women, all afflicted, acting out. Look right now. The man's dead, right off the bat. Look at that Flagellant, so tanky breakdown. Arbalest dead, boom, right off the bat. These 2 girls right now, left life, catty beyond belief. I don't think these acts are so polishing, so rare as well. Very, very unfortunate, but regardless, Goliath's entire game plan here, his strategy, I don't believe has been quite up to snuff. I think he's focused too heavily on the early abomination there, and I think that cost him the game.
Right. I'm inclined to agree there. Now, on the side of Settra, we see a crit panic dart come out, giving Goliath the Grave Robber a heart attack. However, Goliath the Grave Robber is now able
now it comes back, probably.
He's now able to lunge Settra and get that death blow.
Yeah.
With that, we're back to 2 characters apiece.
I mean, looking rough here.
This is not over yet,
huh? We have seen this Shield Breaker, the last woman standing, really take it home more often than not. But we also need to pay attention to the fact that Cloak Goliath has used these shield sways, serpent sways, early. You can't use them anymore, I believe. And that single strike, mortality is clarified. A hard stack there for the Grave Robber. Nothing left but ribs, daggers, and a little empty potion here. Cloak Goliath, I think, has lost it.
How did that happen? How did the Grave Robber? She was 175, no? Stress?
Discord question, guys. Hello?
Right, the Grave Robber, she took the stress from the Flagellant punish. However, you have to remember, when somebody is at death's door, they take it.
Discord is breaking for you guys. Can you hear me?
Put them over the edge.
I can hear you. Yeah.
Okay, well, unfortunately, we've seen some errors here in the stream, some technical issues, but moving right by them. That's not really decide this game in any meaningful fashion whatsoever. Cloak Goliath, this last man standing, taking such heavy bleeding blight damage due to that Serpent Sway again, now unavailable. All of these uses per battle have been used. Against a Flagellant and an Antiquarian, you need to be a little bit worried. If I'm the Antiquarian, I might even want to use the get away, the take cover right now. Buff up my death bonuses to really make it so that I have every opportunity to win this game, even if RNG is not in my favor.
Right, you know, there is always the possibility of just horde RNG, you know, allowing Goliath to make a comeback right here in this scenario, though. I personally believe that it just simply isn't probable, you know? He only has the one character left, while Settra has both Antiquarian and Flagellant, and even if Antiquarian isn't able to heal because they're in position 1, they're able to apply so much stress that the Shield Breaker just won't be able to keep up, because now they're going to be activated. The DOTs are going to stun them to death.
Straight down to death for 190. One punish will do it for him here. Even though you don't take the physical damage, you take the affliction, you'll take that stress, and I think that's going to kill him.
The stress goes in
Settra has got this game already.
Right, and that's really one big downfall of Aegis. You know, it may block from the literal damage, but it still applies DOT, it still applies stress, it still applies debuffs. Just
and stuns, yes,
not
as
useful
well.
in this scenario at all. The only chance they would have had was the dodge saving them, but in here, it doesn't matter.
Such an exciting game there for the Cloak Goliath fans. Again, just to make note really quickly, Cloak Goliath here, such a fantastic streamer, so many viewers all the time. This guy is someone you want to be following, yeah? Constantly online, US hours as well, starts to stream a little bit later in the night, maybe 10ish GMT, somewhere around there. But this guy, seriously, you want to watch him. Even though he's been kicked out of this tournament a little bit early, he had some unfortunate luck in that game there. Really ashamed to see him go, for myself and for all of his fans.
Right.
Good match. We saw CEST. Yeah.
Really good match we saw that. Unfortunately, going into a 0-2 for Settra, but Cloak Goliath, I believe, did have quite a few opportunities to take it back here. I mean,
it was, yeah, very stringy match, this one, because of so many self-death blows and so many unlikely things actually happened, right?
I mean,
yeah. Guys, I'm back. The return of the Mikefield is here. Guys, so thank you so much for commenting Adelbart. So it's going to be, we are left with 2 matches on the day. I feel like CEST can't be there. So it's like it's CEST versus Cherry now, so CEST can't be here anymore. So
this was this game. Thank you so much for having me, guys. Absolutely fantastic to be here. We've had such great classes the entire time. Such fantastic games. I'm just looking forward to it.
Yeah, thank you so much, people, once again. Thank you, CEST, for dropping by, allowing to kind of rest a little bit. Adelbart, you've been here for 2 games. I think it's just time for me and Silentia to polish of the day, or polish of the day.
Please go ahead. Yeah, for sure. It's been a pleasure.
You've been a fantastic player, and I'm glad that you were able to join us in the commentary booth here.
Perfect.
It's been a pleasure. Thank you very much for the opportunity.
It was a big pleasure, man. You saved my ass, because I would have been alone for a long time otherwise, and you really don't want to be solo casting games. So thank you so much, Adelbart. Thanks so much to CEST as well. Good luck to CEST and good luck to Cherry, because this is the battle within a couple right now, guys. What a crazy setup. We are 0-2. So let's have a look at the standings before we move forward. So Cherry. So when you look at the matches and how they panned out, Cherry has indeed lost to Settra. So they are now, so Cherry is behind in a head-to-head, and she's the only person who, when she was winning so far, didn't take a 2-0 lead in the game. So if Cherry does lose to CEST right now, she's going to be actually at a deficit against Settra should he be able to take the series against CEST. So it all comes down to those 2 final games of the day. This is super exciting, guys, because this game, this group, is not really close even to being solved. Yesterday we had like a very clear-cut result, and the final game was just the confirmation of SBRH making it out. Whereas this time around, however, we see those 4 players, okay, those 3 players actually still at, being able to contest the final 2 semi-final spots are still going to have to decide their own fates. So now, if Cherry is going to be able to take down CEST right now. She's guaranteed to advance to the semifinals. CEST, on the other hand, if he is able to take the series, still has to play Settra, and the winner of Settra versus CEST will advance. So that's the outcome of this tournament right now, guys. Basically relying on the follow-up 2 matches. And again, if Cherry beats CEST will still have to fight Settra anyway. So this is such a very open bracket still with those 2 final matches on the day. You cannot be more excited than this. I feel CEST is going to have to stream for us guys as well. So we'll just have to wait for CEST to set up the stream as well.
Right, and just, you know, most people know CEST not only from the commentating here and from all your videos, but being the person to end up taking first place in the tournament held by Misakun. However, you know, we see Cherry just, you know, like come out the gate swinging, you know, taking a 2-1 victory against Settra and then a 2-0 victory against Goliath, you know. And alongside that, just everything she's provided the community, you have to wonder, who's everybody going to be voting for, you know? Is it going to just be the reigning champion at the moment or the person who has provided so much for them?
Yeah, it would be funny to seeing CEST just being eliminated by his girlfriend. That would be so ridiculous to witness that.
That would be something for the history books, without a doubt.
So it's going to be CEST on the left side, and it's gonna be Cherry on the right side. It's such a crazy, crazy situation, guys. Because if Cherry indeed takes this match, it's gonna be 3-0 in the group, absolutely guaranteed to advance. Honestly, actually, no, I actually might have made that mistake. Let me just go back to the statistics, because actually the outcome of the final game might not matter at all. No, it still will.
Right, seeing that Cherry has already won 2 of her 3 games, there's potential that she might already advance regardless.
Yeah, let's have a look at this, actually. Because I really need to see the table once again. So let's just have a look at it. Since guys are setting up anyway, I feel like CEST is setting up the stream still. So it will take probably a while. He's turning on the game. So guys, let's have a look. Because Settra lost to Cherry already. And we take, actually no, because we take the game lost record above the actual head-to-head record between the players. So this is what really is, this all hinges on. Right now, if Cherry drops a game, and Settra wins against, okay, if Cherry drops even a single game right now, if Settra wins against this, Settra is guaranteed to advance. Because we only look at the head-to-head record between the players last. So the important part here is that indeed we have this loss game, you know, the number of loss games that really matter here. Because, you know, Settra was able to get 2-0 sweep against Goliath. He won a single against Cherry. So right now it's going to be Settra versus CEST really defining this, even if Cherry does take CEST down. So it's just going to be coming down to all those little things right now. So how effective and efficient those players are going to be. And this is such an important moment right now, because really, Cherry dropping even a single game here, and you know, no, okay, sorry, CEST dropping a single game here might actually decide the entire tournament as well. So let's just have a look at this, at the standings after this one, because we will see a very, very complicated, okay, we are seeing right now a very complicated situation, and really the outcome of this will be definitely decided by you know, whoever is going to actually prevail in this couples matchup, and then finally in the, you know, in the last matchup of the day where Settra will be facing